amazing books on leadership. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is a great book just in general, but it can really take you to a different level because there are the 7 habits that really display and, how am I trying to say this? That really take you to a different level. The 7 habits make you think differently. It actually changes the way that your brain works. So I highly recommend that book. Craig Rochelle, he's a pastor, but he has a leadership podcast. So if you're really trying to develop that leadership aspect, that's a really good resource to have as well. And there's just literally so many resources out there. If you type leadership on YouTube, we're just going to do this together real quick because I'm interested to see what really comes up if you search leadership on YouTube. And I'm sure there's so many things that come up. So, Guide to Leadership. What makes a leader great? Great leadership starts with self-leadership. Ooh, that is so good. Because if you're not leading yourself, you can't lead other people. If you're not stepping into that person yourself, nobody else is going to take you seriously. Do you think that if I was not doing what I do every day and I didn't show up for work and I didn't treat customers how I want my team to treat them, and if I didn't make smoothies and toast the way that I want my team to make them, do you think that they would make them with quality work? Do you think that they would respect me? Do you think that they would respect other customers the way that I've displayed the way that we respect our customers? No. So with that being said about my team, you really have to understand different people's qualities and characteristics, because I think one of the most important parts of leading a team is understanding your team's different personalities. You have to understand what people are good at. You have to understand what people's strengths are. I have 4 girls on my team who all have different strengths. They're all different. And I know who I can call for what. I know who I can lean on for what. And I'm not going to ask Lauren for something that I know Christina's better at. And I'm not going to ask Christina for something that I know Raylan is better at. Because I know my team. I know their strengths. I know what they're capable of. And I know what they're going to do. And when it comes to really being a leader, again, no matter what it may be, you have to know who you're working around. You have to know who you're working with. You have to know what people's qualities are and where they are the most strongest. And whether that means taking personality tests together, as cheesy as it may sound, do it, because it's going to help you learn and grow and be able to understand people better, whether that's in the workforce or in relationships, whatever it may be. Taking personality tests can really help you understand a person better, because it helps you understand the way that they see the world. Everybody has a different map. And if you read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you will understand that everybody has this map. Everybody sees life in a certain way. And everybody is going through something different. And everybody lives their life the way that they lived. I've lived my life 23 years the way that I've lived my life. But Lauren has lived her life her way for 28 years. So when we're coming together, she sees her life in this map. I see my life in this map. So you have to understand that we all see things differently in different ways. If you have the ability to see somebody else's map and really understand them and what they're trying to say or what they're going through or how they feel, that part right there is going to be able to help you and get you to where you can really work with other people and just embrace the leader that you truly are. And one more thing is just like empathy. I really want to hit on empathy really quick, because I feel like this is the thing that a lot of companies lack, or a lot of CEOs or managers, whatever it may be. I feel like this is something that they lack, because one thing about my team and my business is that my team really respects me, and I'm so grateful that I have a team that really respects me. But it's because I'm empathetic. It's because I understand that life is going to happen. And I feel like a lot of places of work don't really understand that life happens. Like, we're not all human beings. We don't all go through stuff. We don't all experience death or sickness or just flat, I'm not okay. And it's okay to not be okay, but communicate that. And I think one of the most important things is having that empathy to understand that your team goes through stuff. Me personally, I still have to show up because I'm the owner. I'm the leader. I have to show up. But also, when I'm not okay, I have the space to talk to my team about that and be like, hey guys, I'm not 100% today, so I can't give as much today. And that's okay. I feel like so many times business owners feel like they just have to like show up all the time, 100%, which yes, to a certain extent, yes, we have to show up when we don't want to. We have to show up when we may not be having the best day. But if you have a team that you've created that culture to really be able to explain to them like, hey, I'm a little irritable today. I've literally said these words. And they're just like, okay, great. Thanks for communicating. And my team has the permission to speak that as well. Speak those feelings. Speak how they're feeling. Because we're not robots. We have feelings. We have thoughts. People go through things. Life lives. But we have to be there for each other. And we have to be empathetic towards one another. And that's what true leadership is about, is having the empathy, truly understanding what somebody else is going through. So how can you take steps? How can you take action steps to becoming a better leader? Getting around other leaders. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you get around other leaders, they will inspire you to be a better leader. I promise you. Putting yourself in situations to lead. When you step into situations to lead, so I have been serving at my church recently a lot more. That's giving me an opportunity to lead. That's giving me an opportunity to step into a type of leader I've never stepped into before. That's giving me an opportunity for who knows what, to lead in different ways. And when you're putting yourself in situations to lead, when you're putting yourself in, let's say you're going to volunteer and they need someone to do this and you step in, that's stepping up and putting yourself in a situation to lead. Being uncomfortable and having uncomfortable conversations. That is going to allow you to become a better leader as well, because it's going to make you step into a person that you've never been before. And when you can do that, you can, right now, we're evaluating those aspects that we talked about in the beginning of this episode. So let's just do a quick let's say you really want to get better at accountability. You want to have that accountability for yourself. You don't really want to lean on other people. What I would recommend is definitely getting an accountability partner, but one that's going to kind of let you do it on your own. But still, at the end of the day or at the end of the week, whatever it may be, hey, did you get 1, 2, and 3 done like you said you were going to? But throughout the week, you're not waiting for that person to text you. You're having that accountability within yourself so that when that person does text you, you're like, boom, I already did it. But that's going to be uncomfortable at first. It's going to be uncomfortable to admit to yourself, like, hey, I really want to grow in this aspect. How can I grow? Asking yourself these questions. And there's a couple more questions that I really want you to ask yourself. And I really want you to be honest about the type of person that you are. And I really want you to, if you want to write these questions down, I really would like you to journal about these questions. How are you showing up every day? What is your mindset? What is your attitude? And are you leading by example? Because if you truly want to be a leader, you have to show up powerfully every day. You have to show up positively every day. You have to have gratitude. You have to fixate your mindset. You have to think positive thoughts, because if you're thinking negative thoughts and you're thinking negative and all this negativity, that's what you're going to attract more into your life. And we don't want that. How is your mindset? How is your attitude? And these are all going to lead you and guide you into becoming a better leader for yourself, for your team, for your relationship, for whatever it may be where you're looking to become a better leader. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. This one was more like really straight to the point. I really wanted to get it across to you guys that all of you are capable of discovering your inner leader. And if I didn't go through the trials and tribulations that I've gone through within my business, within opening and rebranding and really being depressed and feeling like I just didn't want to do it anymore. Not that I had like suicidal thoughts or anything, but there just wasn't the drive to wake up anymore. There just wasn't the motivation to continue working, and that motivation wasn't there. But it took me getting real with myself. It took me doing some self-reflection. It took me asking these questions. What is my mindset like? Why am I feeling like this? What is my attitude? Am I showing up every day with an attitude of gratitude, or am I showing up every day like I hate my life, I hate what I'm doing? That's how I was showing up, and that's what I continued to attract into my life. But when I shifted it and I came every day with an attitude of gratitude, thanking God for where I am, even though I wanted to be somewhere different, I started to attract new opportunities. I started to attract better things into my life. I started to attract what I really wanted to do, which involved the Wellness Rock and rebranding and creating a whole new menu. And there's so much more coming within that. But it takes having these uncomfortable conversations with yourself. It takes getting uncomfortable. It takes stepping into who you've never been before. And there's a whole different person inside of you that you don't even know is there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. The Bible verse that I want to end on today is James 1:5. If you need wisdom, ask our generous God and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking. And I really love this scripture specifically for this episode, because when we're trying to develop these new characteristics and we're trying to get better within these characteristics, God will give you the wisdom and the knowledge and the power and the expertise that you're looking for. So if you want to become a better communicator, ask God for the wisdom to be able to communicate in different ways that you've never communicated before. Ask him to give you an opportunity to grow your communication skills, because he will. You may not like it, but God cares more about your character than your comfortability. If you're looking to delegate, ask God to give you an opportunity to delegate something off your plate, because he will. It's not always going to be comfortable. And you have to be okay with getting uncomfortable. I will continue to emphasize this until I die, because I don't think I'll ever stop doing the Wellness Rock podcast, because I absolutely love you guys and I absolutely love the community and I absolutely love what we're creating and who we're trying to be as a community. So I was going to say like when we're done, but I don't know if or when we will be done. We might be doing this till I'm like 99 years old and just like, back in my day. What? Just moving on. But God will give you the wisdom that you're asking for. So I love you guys. I thank you guys. I want to ask if you leave a rating or review. I'd really, really appreciate it, so more people like you can tune in every week to the Wellness Rock at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. And as always, you know where to find me, Steph_Deal. Feel free to shoot me any questions you have. If you have a specific topic you want me to hit on, I'd love to, talk about it. Or if I'm not too sure about it, I'd love to do research and learn about it myself and then share it with the rest of you guys. So I thank you. I love you guys. Don't forget to take care of yourself, because when you're not your best self, you can't help others become their best selves as well. And I will talk to you soon.